It is NFL Week 13, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and happy Black Friday to NFL fans. We have football all weekend
Whew,
long.
let's go.
James Spencer coming at you again. We had another week of Big Pick Energy last week, but we're recording before we know what the final records are. But here are the standings, and we're going to get into our favorites, our underdogs, our overs, and our unders for NFL Week 13. Before we go any further, though, James, let's make sure we let the people know they have got to subscribe to us here on
Heck
YouTube.
yeah, man.
Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on
Heck
Instagram.
yeah.
All right, James, let's start off with our favorites for this week. You have the Chiefs minus 3.5. I have the Buccaneers minus 3.5. James, my pick for the Buccaneers is
Mhm.
simple this week. I just keep thinking at some point this team is going to turn it around. Now, I know Baker Mayfield got injured, and I will say this now since we're recording early. If he does not play in week 13, I would like an adjusted line if it is Teddy Two Gloves. However, I'm not going to sway away from this pick because I think the Buccaneers are still a better team than how their play recently indicates. I think this is a team, especially with the rumors that Bucky Irving could be back finally. Let's get something going on the ground game for a Buccaneers team that could really, really use some help in that department. I like the Buccaneers with a team like the Cardinals that has found a way to lose all year long. -3 is a small number here. And like I said, it feels like a get right spot finally for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, no, I will say this, man. Hey, my pick is the Chiefs minus 3.5 versus the Dallas Cowboys because one, F you, Dallas, for doing what you did to my Eagles on Sunday. That's first off. That's a vibe right now. Two, Chiefs, you owe me right now. I have bet you 2 weeks in a row. You have literally screwed me by losing one and losing by the half of the point. So you owe me big time. My feelings are hurt from Sunday. You owe me Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. Beat the hell out of the Cowboys. Someone locked down freaking George Pickens. And somebody goddamn sacked Dak Prescott. That's why I'm rolling with this. We talk about this all year, though. Like, it seems like the Chiefs need to win out or have a good stretch of wins to get back in the playoff hunt with some of these wild card teams in the AFC. So, again, this is another desperation mode. They still have the Chiefs the favorite to win the AFC. So, might as well just pick the Chiefs minus 3.5 until they prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'm actually on the opposite side of this one, James. I am going with the Cowboys to cover that 3.5. I think they get it done. We're going to talk about teams that are desperate. Cowboys, even though they are coming off a very impressive win against the Eagles on Sunday, short
Lucky.
turnaround from that, I think this is a team that also backs against the wall, a very competitive NFC, and truthfully, this is a different looking defense since they've acquired Quinnen Williams. Everyone was talking about how they were just a doormat, bunch of traffic cones. Quinnen Williams' presence up the middle through 2 games, small sample size, but it's made a huge difference. Now, the Chiefs aren't going to beat you too much on the ground anyways. They did have a good ground game against the Colts this past week. Kareem Hunt had a pretty solid game, but I don't think they're in a spot where they can rely on this. And the Cowboys in Jerry World, we know in the Dak Prescott era, they are much better at Jerry World than they are on the road. So I like the vibes there. Give me some Thanksgiving dubs for the Dallas Cowboys, even though I know, James, that pains you to hear. But I think
Yeah.
the Cowboys are going to go and get it done. I feel like
I,
they're just playing too good right now.
I will say before my underdog pick, I hate your favorite and underdog pick. I think it's been a while since anyone has said that this season because it seems like we're always on the same vibe.
We've been in lockstep a lot of the year for sure.
I'm just gonna let you know. I freaking hate both of your picks. So on to my underdog. This might be probably my worst pick because I'm going all Thursday and the Friday games. I'm trying to get the week over with, trying to get out of this 2-2 slump. But give me the Bengals plus 7.5. To be honest, I don't know who's gonna play quarterback. They say Joe Burrow's coming back. Who knows? I love me some Joe Flacco because it seems like this team is always competitive. And what do you expect, man? It's a Thursday night turkey fest in an AFC North battle between two teams that really put out great showing no matter who's the quarterback in either team. I will say, Spence, man, I don't want to bet against the Ravens, but for a team that we thought was dog water at 1-5, now they're 6-5, and they can easily just need to win this division to get in the playoffs and find a way to get through that playoff stretch. But at the end all be all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not know how this Bengals defense is gonna play. I guess I give them credit for only holding the Patriots to 26 points, but that's an accomplishment, I guess, in the Bengals' new era of horrible defense. Heck, I think there are offensive players that have more tackles than Shamir Stewart from the Bengals. I think Will
Yeah.
Campbell does, and he plays left tackle for the Patriots. Yeah, I don't know, but in all honesty, it's just this Bengals offense. It keeps them in games. If they get one stop, I pray for it. But other than that, yeah, I'm going Bengals plus 7.5. I don't care which Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, Joe Montana, Bengals
Joe Schmo,
seven and a
Joe
half.
Mama.
Joe Mama, Bengals 7.5.
Yeah, I like this one just because the vibes of Joe Burrow coming back. And what we've seen recently, Lamar Jackson, he's got the yips or something. He has not looked like the Lamar Jackson that we are used to, the same one that was in MVP conversations each of the last 3 to 4 years. I don't know what's going on there in Baltimore. The vibes, they're getting better because they're winning and they're got a winning record now. They're in the thick of the AFC playoff hunt, and they're honestly in the thick of it for the division lead here. But all that to say, at the same time, Joe Burrow, the aura is back. And I think with their backs against the wall, I think they at least cover this game. Maybe they don't win, but we've seen some crazy cracked out Ravens and Bengals games in the past. I think we see another one here.
Heck
Now,
yeah.
over to the overs for the week. James, you have Green Bay and Detroit Thanksgiving Day over 48.5. I have Minnesota versus Seattle over 41.5. James, tell me about your pick.
Yeah, I do think this over is a little bit low for these two type of teams. It's been since week 1 since they played, and the under hit in that game as well. But it's Turkey Day, bro. I just can't. I see Jameer Gibbs getting a couple tutties. I see Jordan Love getting a couple tutties. I see a lot of touchdowns in this Lions game. Now, will we get 55 fantasy points from Jameer Gibbs? I don't think so. That'd be
Crazy.
lovely for some fantasy owners. But no, these two teams I do think are not going to say neck and neck, but these two teams are literally 24-24 material. The writing's on the wall. We get OT, we get 27-24. We go home and we get ready for the next game. That's how I feel about these teams. Of course, it's in Detroit since 2000 and whatever. They're 5-1 as a favorite. So looking like this team's going to be able to score a lot of points. And I will say the biggest, I don't want to say biggest disappointment because I feel like he's just been under the radar, but Micah Parsons with double digit sacks. And I just feel like he just hadn't had that same impact. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. It seems like we see him play a lot, but just not in my eyes as dominant and effective as usual.
Yeah, I like this pick just because I always like having a fun Lions game. I do Thanksgiving lunch with my family. I don't do dinner, so we usually are eating and getting ready for lunch to begin right around this game ending. So if it could be a crazy game with a lot of points being scored, that would set up for a very fun Thanksgiving for me and my family. I like the pick for that reason there. James, for me though, I'm going with the Vikings and Seahawks over 41.5. Low number,
It's
especially
too
with
low.
how good this Seahawks team has been recently. And I know JJ McCarthy is most likely going to miss this game. He's in concussion protocol, which is that really a thing, or are they just trying to save face right now and try to mix up the vibes? But all I know is, as bad as this offense has been, it cannot get worse, I don't think, with this undrafted free agent quarterback, Max Brosmer, who's going to start the game. If he can just get some freaking quick slants to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, let's just move the ball down the field. Can I at least get, I just want 14 points total from this team. If I can get them to get me 14, I think the Seahawks can get me the other 28, and that will get me to the 42 number that I need. So I like
Yeah.
this. And Sam Darnold revenge game, I think they're going to be putting up some points.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. This total's way too low. I think the Seahawks can do this by themselves, like how they did versus the Cardinals a couple weeks ago. Heck, they even dropped another 30 piece versus the Titans. Hopefully, they're not too jet lagged coming back home in this game. But I'm with you. I think the revenge game for Sam Darnold, JSN, you might as well lock him in for offensive player of the year. It seems like the pace he's at, unless it's Jonathan Taylor. But those two right now, offensive player of the year for sure. Them two locked.
Whichever one of them gets 2,000 yards, that's going to be the one that wins Offensive Player of the Year.
I agree. That's how it should be done. Whoever gets the first 2,000 gets the title. But no, I'm with you. I like this pick. The Seahawks should tremble, should run over this team, and then yeah, I'm right. I'm with you, man. Let's get some garbage time point. Just
Just
something.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. Bring it home with the unders for this week, James. You have Chicago and your Eagles under 44 and a half. I am taking the under in what might be the worst game on this entire schedule for the 2025 season, the Saints and the Dolphins under 41 and a half. James, talk to me about your under first.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm rolling all Thursday and Friday games, and man, this is a good spot for the Eagles defense to try to turn some of the bulls out on freaking Caleb Williams. Just because, yeah, we kind of saw what happened Sunday. The offense, 21 straight points, staled out at the end of basically after the second quarter. And will they do that to the Bears? They might just do that again because I do have this deep conspiracy theory that they're just trying to play a good enough game, see if they can score enough points, and see if the defense can help win this game. But other than that, the Eagles should for sure hold on to the ball better than they did last game. So maybe that lessens some of those possessions up for the Bears. The Bears can score. Ben Johnson's done a fabulous job with this team, but I do think the Eagles and Black Friday, short turnaround rest game. Last time they did that, the over did hit, but they got their ass kicked by the Giants. I think it was like 34-17. That's a lot of points. I don't think this new Eagles defense will allow 34 points. It's at home, Black Friday. I hope the Eagles wear an all black uniform. If not, it's a crime in the NFL and the city of Philadelphia if you're not wearing all black on Black Friday. But I think Jalen Hurts, everyone's been talking about Saquon Barkley. I think this is the game that maybe Tank Bigsby gets an over on his rushing yard attempts just to spice something up, run out some clock, and let's get A.J. Brown one reception for 6 yards.
Oh, we want that again. We're gonna have to do more come to Jesus meetings with the owner if that happens.
Oh, just can't wait. But no, yeah, I think this game's an ugly, ugly run fest. But if the Eagles are up a lot of points, I worry about the over just because of Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I think this one is a sketchy one for me, James, because I just
Mhm.
think the Bears find themselves in insane games all the time. And I think the Eagles, if they can figure out their run game, the points are going to start to fly for them. But that's a big if.
Mhm.
We haven't seen them do it almost at all this
No,
season.
not at all. I will say before you go, you mentioned the Bears. They're in all these ridiculous games. They're 8-3, and I think their point differential is in the negatives. So just for clarification, like they're in these crazy games.
Yeah, and I'll bring us home. The Dolphins and the Saints. I can't think of a game that is uglier on the schedule unless do the Raiders and the Titans play each other at all this season? That might be it. That game would be disgusting, but this one would be right up there. So I'm just giving the under on this one simply because I don't want to watch it. I think the Dolphins probably win, but I've been clear all year. I don't like Tyler Shuck. And the Dolphins' offense is just nasty most of the time. Run the ball with Devon Chan, and it'll probably be like a 20-3 win for the
Oh my god.
Dolphins.
I'm with you on this. This is an ugly, ugly matchup. Who on God's earth scheduled these two teams to face each other? Like, really? And I'm with you, man. I thought last week's game was pretty ugly with Kirk Cousins versus Tyler Shuck. And I hate to do this because I love Tua, but man, this Dolphins team is garbage. I know they've been picking up some dubs lately since firing Chris Guir, but yeah, this is an ugly game. There's a lot of ugly games on this slate, but this one by far the ugliest.
Yeah. A lot of games on the slate this week, though. I actually am excited for football. Like I said at the beginning, 3 games on Thursday, a game on Friday. We got a ton of college football all weekend as well. And then a Sunday slate that has a lot of 12 o'clock games, a lot of 3 o'clock games. We got a full slate this weekend of football. I'm very excited.
Matter of fact, Spence, after what you saw from Shadur Sanders last week, are we going to ride the Browns +6 versus the Niners in Cleveland?
I would love for Shador Sanders to prove the haters wrong. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Come on.
If Shador Sanders can get the Browns to win like 6 games, if they win 6 games, here's my take. If they win 6 games, Myles Garrett, NFL MVP.
Well, he should definitely lock up defensive player of the year, but you're right.
He already has it wrapped up.
Yeah, he has that wrapped up, but I'm with you now. Like we talked about the other day on our video, non-quarterbacks
I didn't see Myles Garrett anywhere, and he should have been up there.
He should have been up there. Holy crap.
Yeah, he's on a tear. Pardon my take. I was listening to him today. They said if he gets to 25 sacks, he should get the MVP, and I don't disagree with that. That's a number that's
Yeah.
well within reach, too. Plenty of time for him to get it at the pace he's going. But
Correct.
enough about the Browns, James. That is our picks for Week 13. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we will be back same time at normal for Week 14. Until then, y'all take it easy.
Booyah.